Man, this happened 1, 2, 3 times too much. These dumb
WAN ties. There comes a time when you're going to do something that's going to make everyone mad. Something that will make people dislike you. It could be anything, even if it's proven to be true. Well, today, I'm going to be taking that gamble, and I honestly don't know what the outcome is. I'm scared of the unknown. But in a similar situation like what I did with the videos I made talking about my thoughts on what happened with Bang Chan this year, sometimes you have to say things that not a lot of people are saying. Or rather, what not enough people are saying. Even if it's with a robot voice or with a real voice. Before I begin, I just want to ask you one question. How are you? Are you having a good day? I'm sorry if you're not. Are you taking care of yourself? How is both your physical and mental health? Well, if you see the thumbnail, and you see the title of my video, you know exactly who and what we're talking about. And if you don't, I'll tell you right now. It's been over a year since this happened and I want to put an end to this chapter once and for all. Because both the members of Stray Kids and Woojin have moved on and are focusing on their separate endeavors. And now it's time for stays, toxic stays, cubs, and non-Stray Kids fans, toxic and non-toxic alike, to put this behind us. What I want you to take away from this video is that no matter how hard you try, Woojin is never going to go anywhere. His innocence was proven, he still has and will continue to have a career, and there's nothing you can do to knock him down. I honestly don't know where to start. I would give a summary of what happened, but to be honest, the best thing I can do is share videos of other people talking about it, because they do a much better job at explaining the whole situation better than I can. But to briefly explain, many rumors and false accusations were made against Kim Woojin, a former member of the K-pop group Stray Kids. They ranged from rumors of bullying the other members, to being inappropriate, to even serious claims of SA and other forms of harassment. Well, after several months of investigating, all the rumors were proven to be false. Woojin's company, 10X Entertainment, created a documentary of their own explaining what happened from the perspective of a company, but many people criticized the documentary for its use of satire, believing it took away from the seriousness of topics like SA. Unfortunately, they didn't touch on the rumors that he bullied the other members of the group, but the reason is not because it's true. The reason is that he's no longer an artist under JYP Entertainment, and therefore, his current company, and Woojin himself, may not be able to fully discuss what happened. What happened was many people on YouTube, TikTok, and other social media platforms took videos out of the original context that they were in and tried to edit them in a way that makes it look like Woojin was harming the members, but in actuality, he wasn't. A common example is the video from an episode of the M2 web variety show program Finding Stray Kids. In the video, the members have to play a game in which they rip off each other's name tags. Woojin was not the only member who was playing rough in the game, the other members were as well. But keep in mind that Woojin was facing serious accusations, and many stays and non-stays were using these moments to victimize the 8 members and turn Woojin into a villain. Another is a video on YouTube of Woojin and Felix talking to each other. Felix talks about how he looked up to Woojin as an older brother figure. But to make things worse, comments under that video consist of people praising Felix because of how hard it is to have to sit down and talk with his abuser. Let that sink in. But it doesn't matter. Because people refuse to listen. People refuse to do their own research. And people refuse to recognize the truth. They would rather blindly believe a lie that almost put a person's life in jeopardy than to admit they were wrong. And mind you, it's been a year since all of this happened. A year since his innocence was proven, and people still refuse to accept it. But it gets much worse than that. The sad reality is that people are using their own experiences to justify sending hate and death threats against not only Woojin, but also his fans. First of all, I want to say that I am truly sorry that people had to experience what they went through. I'm sorry that a disgusting human being ever took advantage of them. But I want to make something clear. Woojin is not and cannot be held responsible for other people's pain. Do not use your personal experiences to claim that Woojin is guilty of something. Do not try to use Woojin or blame him for the people or things that caused you pain, because he is not responsible for what happened to you. I saw a user on social media try to do this, and while I did feel sorry for that person, I blocked them because, in my opinion, it was horrendous how they used their experience to justify the reason to hate and cyberbully Woojin. I'm not trying to invalidate anyone's experiences because I honestly find it very sad that people had to go through something so traumatizing, and I pray that no one ever has that experience. But I want to ask you something. Why is Woojin responsible for something traumatizing that happened, that he isn't even involved with in the first place? He's not to blame for what happened. And to top it off, that person had the nerve to say and quote Kim Woojin, "I wish you hell."
What? What?
Also, as of the making of this video, Woojin has unfortunately tested positive for C-19. And I find it absolutely disgusting, horrendous, and pathetic that people would have the insincerity to say that Woojin getting C-19 is, and I quote, karma for what he did to stray kids and those women. You can't see the look on my face, but it's that of the heat of a billion suns. I have a lot of questions. Number 1, how dare you? You are sick and twisted. I don't care if someone knocked over my ice cream cone. I don't care if it's someone problematic. I don't care if oily leg hair thinks he can steal my man Baek Hyun. I would never wish bad upon someone. It is vile and disgusting that people would do such a thing. I wanted to try to be neutral and try to understand where people were coming from, but when people respond the way people are doing still to this day, it takes a lot of energy and patience out of you. I no longer have the time or energy to deal with people who hate Woojin. And some of those people are in the fandoms of the groups I stan. Some of whom that have messages in their music or that stand behind things like kindness, respect, and are against any form of discrimination or prejudices. It makes me not want to be a K-pop fan anymore because people would rather believe a lie that was created for the sole purpose of tearing another person down. And when you look at what's been happening within the K-pop fandom community for the past few months, you start to see all of the hypocrisy in the spaces you go in. Case in point, Bang Chan. Lastly, we must talk about the documentary created by 10X Entertainment. Like I stated previously, the documentary, titled Finger Killer, talks about, as the title suggests, how Woojin, and many artists still to this day, face difficult situations at the hands of people who hide behind the luxury of anonymity. Finger Killer received backlash from people who criticized it for having a comedic tone, because it took away from the severity of the topic of essay. But so did the people who made up these accusations? I'm not trying to go from that angle, but if you really think about it, people who make up these types of accusations make it 10 times harder for real victims to come forward and share their experiences. They lose their credibility, which is sad because they feel invalidated. If you didn't like the documentary for one reason or another, all I have to say is that there are other content creators that have talked about this situation. I understand where the criticism was coming from, but the objective of the video wasn't to make fun of these serious issues. You have more options at your disposal. You can watch the documentary from 10X, or you can watch videos by people like Everglow Up who did a very good job at explaining what happened. In conclusion, this whole situation is honestly a lot to dissect. But it shows how you have to be extremely careful when you're using the internet, because of how easy it is to spread and create misinformation about something, or someone in this case. I've thought about making this video for quite some time because I just want to peacefully support not only Stray Kids OT8, but also Woojin and his solo endeavors as well. But I can't. Why, may you ask? Because I'm a Bang Chan pick-me, a Woojin apologist, and I'm a delusional toxic OT9 stay. Throughout this year, the Woojin situation, and the various things that stray kids have been dealing with, has caused not only me, but a lot of other people a great amount of stress, anxiety, and depression. Think about how people who have sadly taken their own lives because of all of this. Oh wait, you didn't. Because you don't care. I'm sorry for sounding harsh, but this is the reality that we live in. This will be the first time, and last time, that I'll probably fully give my take on what happened to Woojin. I'm not going to force you or anyone else to support Woojin or listen to his music. But on his behalf, I am begging you to stop spreading hate. Stop sending threats. Stop bullying and guilting his fandom, Cubs, and Stray Kids fans who want to support Woojin. And last but most certainly not least, stop spreading and making up false accusations about a person. Especially if it's on social media. Lying about someone to justify the reason you hate someone is wrong. There's a saying that goes, misery loves company. No one is saying that you have to face whatever it is you are going through alone. But don't drag someone in the mud just because they are successful in their own endeavors. If you don't support Woojin, that is your prerogative. If you do support Woojin, that is also your prerogative. Just don't send hate or threats. And to my fellow stays, this is a hot take, but we need to do better. When it comes to controversy, we can be some of the worst fandoms when it comes to how we handle things. Nobody's perfect, but if we're not going to listen to Bang Chan, and learn from what happened to him, I don't know what else to tell you. That's all that I wanted to talk about in this video. I didn't know how long it was going to be, but honestly, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I'm not going to force you to do anything you don't feel comfortable doing. All that I ask of you is please don't take anything I say in this video out of context or spread hate to the people I mention. If for whatever reason I say something incorrect or don't talk about something, please respectfully let me know. Also, I am not taking down this video. So if you're going to comment, take down this video, bestie. Woojin is problematic, don't try it. And if you unsubscribe because of this video, I wish you the best on whatever it is you're doing. I pray that the rest of the year and next year will only be filled with good and positive things. And remember, you are important to someone. Even if you don't know they exist. I love you for watching and please stay safe, take care.